to my channel. Today I'm going to be playing a video game as I am recording, because when I do my recordings I do get really nervous and I feel like this is a little bit of a distraction. I can't record my video games yet. I don't have the right equipment, so that'll be at a later date that I'll be doing this. But today we'll be talking about... Alright, I don't see anybody. We'll be talking about whoa. Okay, I just set off an alarm. We'll be talking about helping people, or just helping in general. I mean, you can help a dog. It doesn't have to be a person per se. But since the holidays have passed, people tend to not act as kindly as they did when the holidays were going. For example, me and my mother were at the store and we did a few things, and she saw a lady drop her hat in the store, an old lady. I didn't see it, I wasn't paying attention, I was too focused, but she saw it and she said, "Excuse me, you dropped your hat." And the lady said, "Thank you." And a lot of people won't do that. A lot of people will just let it be. I have to restart this game, but and then when we try to get out of there, it was ridiculous, because we're trying to get out and this person in the car is not letting us go through, like not even giving us a chance. And I feel like you should at least give people a chance to get in the lane. It's like, it's not right that you're doing that, but there's nothing I can do about it, you know? That's how some people are, you know? Sometimes when you do give somebody a chance, everybody thinks that it's okay for everybody to go, but, you know, it's all about being nice to each other, and it shouldn't be just on the holidays. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I gotta end this game because there's nobody to fight. What's going on here? That makes sense. But we should always be trying to help one another, because in the end, that's just what we should do. I mean, I don't know if I'm explaining this properly or anything. I know it seems like I'm distracted because of the game, but I'm actually not that distracted. Let's see. Going back. Let's go back. See what I did wrong. Okay, we'll go to this. No, I want to go to this side. Okay, it might be a mistake to do Slayer mode. Kill as many of your opponents. I have no opponents. Capture the flag. Might change this. Choose this. Choose a game type. Okay, not capture the flag. Oh my god, okay, maybe this is where I place my... Let's go with this. Alright. Oh, okay. Now that I got what I'm doing right. Yeah, off topic, aren't I? Um, I know it's hard to trust people, especially if you've been betrayed, so it's hard to help others when no one wants to help you, but it's to me it's selfish to think just about you. Like, every once in a while it's okay, but like, in my opinion, I always feel like if I do something for me, I'm being selfish, so I'm always doing something for others. And I could be wrong for doing that, and I could be right for doing that. It's just how you can be as a person that makes you who you are. And I did not think this would be a difficult topic to talk about. Oh, man. When it, you know, sometimes you might not want to help people, and you're just like, well, what do I get out of it for helping this person? You shouldn't even be thinking about that. You should just help them because that's the right thing to do. That's how it should always be. It should never be like, oh, but they're not going to give me anything in return, so why should I help them? You should help them because they're your friend, or because it's just the right thing to do. You see an old lady struggling with something heavy, you should walk right over and say, Miss, may I help you put that into your car? And if she says, oh, thank you, then do it. But if she doesn't want your help, then just be like, okay, just thought you could use a hand. And that's it. You know, a lot of things are going on that certain people need help. You know, like, for an example, what happened with Puerto Rico, they needed help, needed money for what had happened. And some people wish they could help, but they're struggling themselves that they cannot help. I mean, I don't know how much you're able to donate for certain things, but I'm not even entirely sure on that one. And they say even a penny or whatever can help, and I feel like it doesn't. I feel like if I give just like a penny or 10 cents a day, it doesn't make a difference. I feel like I would have to give them more than just that to help them out. But that's just how I feel. Like, there's certain places there's certain places I don't give money to because they only give a certain amount of the money that you give them. And you could always go onto the site and check how much they give to the research itself. You have to check those online because sometimes it's 10%. And 10% isn't a lot. Now, my father always told me that I should donate to St. Jude's. Everybody's heard about St. Jude, everybody knows about St. Jude, and I was told that they give 100%. I did not even look it up. I just listened. I didn't think to check. I was like, well, St. Jude's been around for a long time. Why would I question if I'm being told something? Unless it's somebody I don't know, then I'd check. But I heard that they give 100% of the amount to the research or to buy equipment for St. Jude. So that's why I personally, and this isn't a sponsor, I personally would donate to St. Jude's. But just because you don't have money to donate doesn't mean you can't help in other ways. There's also volunteering. I used to volunteer at a hospital, transporting patients from one place to the next. And I had fun doing it because you meet new people. Obviously, they're sick people, but they're good people in the end. And there's some people who are cranky and, it's normal human stuff. There's nothing you can do about it. And that's pretty much all I can say about that, because I can't say any more than that. You sign an agreement for that when you certain volunteering, you do that. And it's just, you feel good after helping people out with whatever it is that's going on. There's times where I'm talking with my coworkers and they tell me a problem and I give them a solution. That's how it should work. That's another way of helping. You can always help by giving advice to others. Trust me, I give more advice than I actually listen to. I never listen to my own advice, so it's just weird that I give it, because it's not bad advice. It's just whether you want to take my advice or not is up to you. And I tell them that all the time. I go, for an example, one of them goes and says to me, oh, well, she doesn't come over, she didn't ask me to come over, and when I do come over as a surprise, she doesn't ask me if I want something to drink, or yada yada yada. And I'm like, well, that's bad hospitality, but, if she's not calling you unless she needs something, I can't really say that she's a good friend, but it's up to you on what you want to do. A lot of people only call you when you need them for that help, and to me, I feel like that's the greatest thing, because even though I'm being used over and over again to get things done for them, I'm still doing something good for them, even though it's a pain in the butt sometimes, because you feel like you're doing everything, but you're accomplishing something by saying I was able to pull off something they couldn't do. So it should feel like an accomplishment when you do that. I don't know. I feel like I'm straying off topic. Am I straying off topic? I mean, I'm not even playing the game anymore. I'm just staring at a screen because I'm, focused on this. Yeah, I don't know why I'm struggling with this topic. It's not a hard topic to talk about. Helping others. That's what everybody should be doing. Whether it's something small or something big, you should be helping. Your teachers, your parents, your siblings, some stranger who's lifting something heavy. And sometimes you do get something out of it. There's times I lifted up heavy things and I got a tip out of it, but they didn't have to give me that because that's not what I'm focusing on. I was told when I had to bring a cake outside, and it was a big cake, I go and say, because it's always, when it's a man, they are strong enough to lift it up and bring it to their car, but if I don't do it, I get yelled at. So I tell the customer, listen, I have to take the cake to your car. And I was told if I to say that I would get in trouble if I didn't do that. In reality, we wouldn't get in trouble. We'd get scolded and that's the end of it. But I go and say, listen, I have to bring the cake outside and put it into your car. Reason being is, if anything happens, if the cake drops, it'll be on me, my fault, not your fault. So the best thing is for me to take the cake. And sometimes they'll be like, okay, alright, that's fine. And if that reasoning doesn't work, I go and say, then I'm gonna get in trouble if I don't do it. It's the guys. When it's a woman or an elderly person, I'm like, do you want help bringing the cake outside? Because sometimes the cake's heavy. Things heavy depending on how many people you're having. And there's always somebody out there that needs help. And there's always somebody that you can help. Whether it's, like there's some people who cut themselves or try to commit suicide. They're the ones who really need help as well. Because when they do that, they're just... How can I explain it? Like, I never cut myself, but everybody told me that I was emo. Because I always, said, I don't want to live anymore and all this other stuff. But I never cut myself. And, some people are like, oh, they just want attention. No. It's a problem that everybody faces at one point in their life. Some people don't face it at all. But everybody faces that obstacle where they just are fed up with everything and just want to end their life, but don't. You can't end your life because you're stronger than that, and you know you're stronger than that. So in a way, I'm helping you right now, because every time that thought came into my head, I'm like, no, I can't do it. I have family who love me and care about me. And if you don't have that, if you don't have anyone to talk to, like family-wise or friend-wise, you feel like you can't talk to them, there's always someone out there that's going to listen to you. Whatever the problem is, that's why your friends are there to give you advice on what you should do. Your parents are there because they probably went through what you're going through. Don't ever be afraid to talk to somebody about what's going on in your mind. The thoughts. Like, my emo stage was in high school, and then sometimes it comes back here and there, but if you have somebody to talk to, you feel a lot better. Especially if it's someone you're not that close to. Like, if it's just a stranger that you just met, and that's why they have a phone you could call for help, because you really don't want to talk to your friends and family about this, because then you're making them worry. I think that's the reason why we don't tell any of our friends or family, because we don't want them to worry. I mean, I could be wrong. This is just my own opinion. But there's always somebody who's willing to listen to what you have to say. But the best thing for you to do is don't end your life. Those who do, I just feel so sad for them. Because they don't deserve to die that way. Well, you're dying by your own hand, but it's not worth it in the end. What do you get out of it? You won't have that pain anymore. That pain, that feeling that caused you so much pain. But then you're causing more pain to others as well. And you don't want to do that. You're stronger than that. And that's what I say to myself when my mind goes towards it. I'm like, I'm stronger than this. I'm not gonna let this feeling, this voice inside my head that's telling me, just do it, try to bring me to the point of doing it. I'm gonna say, no, you're not gonna bring me down. I'm gonna keep my head up high and do things my way, not your way. Because that's how it should be. It's your decision to do what you want, not that voice inside your head. Because that voice inside your head is a temptation you need to get rid of. And the only way you could get rid of is if you fight back. If there's something you don't like about yourself, if there's something that's bothering you, get rid of it. I'm not saying you gotta hurt yourself. I'm not saying you gotta hurt anyone else. But if there's something that's bothering you, like if it's a person, you just say, listen, you cause me more mental pain than anyone else. You're out of my life. Because I have to do something for me now. And you'll feel a little bit better. You might feel like shiitake mushroom, because if that was like your best friend and your best friend made you feel bad about whatever, you have to say it in a way that makes it not like you're being a total, meanie. But just be careful when you're wording things, because it can cause more of a problem than what you had with. But just remember to keep fighting, because that's the key. To fight, to live. That's our purpose. We work to survive, and we survive by working. Work is not always fun and games. Sometimes it's a pain in the butt, and especially when, well, regardless of if you're a girl or a boy, it's tough. But trust me, when I was working, I got no help at all. I did everything myself. When it came to lifting up heavy things, I didn't wait for the boys to do it. I did it myself. And I was the only girl that did it. They're like, oh, well, why don't you wait for the guys to help you? I'm like, the guys are doing something else. If I can do it, I'm going to do it. Now, if it's something serious, like I'm in one spot and I need to be in another, I will tell if there is somebody around, can you do this while I go over there? It's okay to ask for help when you do need help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. And you shouldn't be afraid to ask for help. I mean, in school, I never raised my hand for help. And I don't know why, because I was horrible in math. Probably like the worst. And I should have asked for help or asked to understand it better, and I didn't. So I ended up getting a decent grade and passing. Instead of asking for help and extra stuff just so that things can be better. But don't be afraid to ask for help, and don't be afraid to help others. Because when you do things for others, good things come your way. That's why I'm always trying to help. I don't like... It's not like I'm asking for good things to happen. I feel like I'm a bad luck magnet, and sometimes I get down because everything's not going the way I wanted it to. But it's okay. It's okay if it doesn't go the way you thought it would. Because there's always somebody there that's going to try to help you bring yourself up. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. Sometimes you have to do something that makes you happy. Sometimes you just need a hug. So, if something's bothering you, go to somebody and just hug them. And you could just be like, if they're like, oh, well, why are you hugging me? I go and say, I'm hugging you because I need to hug something out. And you'll feel so much better. Even hugging a stuffed animal helps. There's so many ways you can help yourself and help others. just giving advice helps. You're doing at least one thing that helps somebody. And sometimes you feel like you can't help anyone. That no matter what you do, you just keep messing up. So you keep trying to help and help. But don't forget to help yourself sometimes. Because if you forget to help yourself, I don't even know how to finish that sentence. Good things come your way when you help others. It won't be right away. You'll have to be patient. You have to be kind. And, if you're religious, you gotta put faith into it. If you're not, that's fine too. That's up to you. But either way, just remember that helping others will help you in the end. Well, that's pretty much all I have to say. So, like, comment, and subscribe.